There's a lot of stuff going on in John chapter 6. Jesus feeds the 5,000, which, if you've been around church or know anything of the Bible, you've probably heard that story before where he takes a little bit of food and splits it up amongst thousands of people. But what I really want to focus on is the people's reaction after this miracle happens, because they actually start to follow Jesus around because, hey, food's scarce in the desert, and if someone's going to give you food, you want to be near that person. And so Jesus actually says to them in chapter 6 that you're not following me around because of my message or because of my love for you. You're following me around because you want to eat. You want your bellies full. And what's interesting is how Jesus draws a parallel between the manna of the Old Testament, which was the bread that God gave the Israelites, and how he is the bread of life. Now, if you know anything about Hebrew, which I'm not assuming you do, that manna was the bread that God gave the Israelites in the desert when Moses led the people out on the Exodus. And manna means, what is it? That's literally what it means in Hebrew, is what is it? So the Israelites went out, and on the ground was all of this what is it. They didn't know what to call it, so they called it what is it. They were kind of literal in their naming. And so what's interesting is, for the longest time in the scriptures, you have this unanswered question of, what is this bread? What is it? What is it? What is it? What's interesting is in chapter 6, Jesus says, I am the bread of life. He says, I am the manna. You always asked, what is it? But I'm it. So Jesus isn't that literal bread that fell on the ground, but Jesus is saying, listen, the nourishment, the love, the thing that brought you to life, that kept and sustained your ancestors, was me. Which is really awesome to me that there was a question asked in the Old Testament that Jesus actually answers in the New Testament. What is it? What is the bread of life? What is this stuff on the ground? And Jesus says, I'm the bread of life. And if you come to me daily, just like the manna fell daily, I'll take care of you and feed you and sustain you.